Hi, in this video we're going to be showing how to test the chuck on a turbine, or the spindle chuck, and that is the part that actually retains the burr. And in order to show that procedure, we're just going to use a simple pull tester. The way this pull tester works is you just put it in, release the button, and pull out. There are all sorts of pull testers out there on the market. There's some that are digital, there's some that are a lot more sophisticated than this, but really all you need is a standard pull tester to see the strength of the chuck. Um, this chuck is testing a little under 2 bars on this pull tester. A new chuck is going to test between 4 and 5 bars. If you're above probably 2, maybe 3, you should be totally fine. We replace around that area. However, if you feel like rebuilding around 3 bars or greater, I don't think that you'll have too big of an issue, at least in the foreseeable future, on the chuck. In order to clean the chuck, as you're seeing some really black debris is coming out of this handpiece, we just take a proxy brush and put some oil onto that proxy brush itself and put the proxy brush into the chuck exactly where the burr would go in, and just scrub around. So wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You're gonna get a lot of debris and dirt out of there. This procedure is also a really good indicator if that office is taking care of their hand pieces as far as daily lubrication or usage, lubrication per usage. These hand pieces really should be lubed all the time, and with a standard lubrication process, it's going to flush a lot of this debris out. The reason I started on a star handpiece for this video is because star handpieces are much less frequently oiled, if at all, and so you really need to do a chuck cleaning on these things. I would say once every week or every other week. Star themselves sells a cleaning kit, and basically what it meant when Star put out this handpiece is lube free, and they realized that the chuck can't possibly withstand the amount of debris that gets in there through a full repair cycle. So they put out this cleaning kit, and really all it is a couple proxy brushes and some oil. And what you want to do is keep cleaning until that chuck is totally clear, like it is now. And once it is clear, you can pull test it again. It should at least double, if not somewhere close to that, in the pull strength that you're getting after the fact. So this handpiece was under 2, now we're over 3. So that's a substantial increase, and it should be totally fine. Back to the doctor, which is really good, because debris inside the chuck doesn't necessarily mean that there's any broken components. The handpiece is given to you under the assumption that it's broken, but really you just do this cleaning process, and you're back to being good. This is a process that not only you can do, but every dental office actually has proxy brushes in their office, and so you can teach them to do this in office, and it'll save you a trip or else a mailing on really any handpiece that is out there. A lot of people go to the office, they'll be grabbing these hand pieces and doing the chuck, like replacing an entire turbine, and all it really needs is a chuck cleaning, which is normal and recommended by especially Star, but all manufacturers, and it'll solve the majority of the issues you have. So for the rest of the video here, you'll see we have 3 different types of hand pieces. I grabbed a couple turbines out of our bin. Also, these are all just turbines that have been used and came straight out of the broken turbine bin, and I just threw them in some hand pieces so that you guys can see exactly what happens after you clean out that chuck, and the retention force that rejuvenates to the spindle afterward. And a couple analogies I use just to give you some frame of reference on how to talk to the doctor in a lighthearted way, because anything, the reason why you got to put it in a nice lighthearted way is because anything that you really tell these offices to do is additional work, and you want them to kind of understand and get it in order for them to be able to do it. So the analogy I use is if you go to a park and try to play catch with a football or baseball on a rainy day or muddy day, and you get your hands all wet or you get the football all dirty, and you try to catch that football afterward or baseball, the majority of times it's just going to slip right through your hands. It's going to be a lot harder to catch. Well, that's what's going on inside the chuck. You have a lot of mud, dirt, debris inside that chuck that is coating the mechanism. And you have this little tiny mechanism that's supposed to be gripping at 4 to 6 pounds of pressure. And the dirt inside is going to really hinder its ability to grip onto that burr and have any such retaining force. So by cleaning it out, you're really going to enable your chuck mechanism to work again and grip that burr with a lot more strength. And so that's what you're seeing here is you have first the first time really dark, and then the last time really light would be the progression of cleaning out that chuck and getting it to work again. So I'll leave you with the rest of the video so you can watch and just see the improvement of each chuck, and after the cleaning, seeing that it really didn't need any sort of replacement or repair. There aren't really broken parts here. The majority of the time we're going to need a cleaning, especially if it's in that earlier time frame, like in the 3 to 6 month range, instead of in the 9 to 12 plus month range. Most chucks, they really can last through multiple repairs, so 24 months isn't out of the question for the majority of chucks. But you are more hesitant to put a chuck back out there at the 13, 14, 15 month mark than you are at the 3, 4, 5 month mark, because you really don't know how much longer that chuck is going to last, especially if it's weaker than a 3, 4, 5 month chuck. It should rejuvenate itself almost immediately. It's very, very rare to have a product failure in that frame of time. So you may also want to track the product that you're purchasing and make sure you know exactly how long it's been out there in order to also know if it's a good replacement item when it's weaker, or if it's a good cleaning item when it's weaker, because both are viable solutions. Just one that might be older might be more worth replacing to you. So go ahead and check that. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video.